Maybe that's because my microphone was off. How you doing, Sarah? I love it when that happens. How many minutes are we into the stream here? We are 13 minutes into the stream, and I've been talking to no one on all the regular platforms that I'm on. It's okay. Yeah, my mic was off. Don't know why. Streamlabs just does that sometimes. It was actually probably me. I probably screwed it up, but it's easy to blame Streamlabs. Scapegoat them. I'm not the idiot. It's their software. So, how are you, Sarah? So I calculated that each of these should be 70 rings, right? And that should give us 380 strips of Byzantine. 380 times 70 is 26,000 some odd. You're good. You confirmed that you're going to an SEA event in Colorado on July 4th. Right on. Uh, 380 times 70 is 26,000 something. Pull the audio from the TikTok recording. I could do that if I was really concerned. If I wanted to go back through and patch up the sound. If I was like a professional at what I do, I'm just an idiot with a phone and internet access. Lift the broken post with the chain or the tire method. Battlemore, here you come. Right on. That's very cool that you get to do an event in Colorado. Very happy for you. You will have to tell us how it goes. As far as lifting the broken post, I don't have a tire. My neighbor might have a tire. Or just the wheel. So, I'll figure it out tomorrow while I'm looking at it. I'm doubting that the company that installed the fence put the fence 4 foot deep. But I could be wrong. We will find out. How's your cube coming? You have the 10 grand ready. I mean, I gotta put in another order of rings, but it's halfway done, essentially. How you doing, Charlie? So, it's like, I don't have a chain, but I do have straps, so if you do it right, you could use the top half of the post instead of a tire. Yeah, kind of what I was going to do, just get my lawnmower out there, my riding lawnmower, and get it hooked to the stuck part of the fence post that's in the ground. Put it up over, put the strap up and over the other piece of fence post, and then try and pull it out that way. We'll see. I just got to get out there and figure out, like, I don't know, I might just be able to grab, because it's not all the way broken through, so I might just be able to grab the top of the post and lift the whole thing out. Should be, I don't know. You'd pull it in minutes. Yeah, I mean, what I think is going to happen is that the longest portion is going to be disconnecting the rest of the fence from it. And then pulling it, I don't think is going to take that long. We'll see. I'm not too concerned about it, which is why I haven't done it up to this point. Been very lazy. It's like, it's a 3/4 of the way through crack. Like right where it comes up out of the ground. And other than that, it's just kind of like the fence just kind of goes back and forth. And so It's probably been broken since last summer, maybe a little longer. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'll get to it when I get to it. It's one of those things that it's on my to-do list, and I'm not in a rush to fix it, so. What else? So yeah, between that and plumbing, I've got a full day of honeydews to do. So I won't get much done tomorrow, but that's okay. Take a day off and get some work done around the house. And I've got brats and some hamburger. I need to pull the hamburger out of the fridge. I've got buns for brats and hamburgers, and I've got brats and hamburgers, and we'll see how much it rains tomorrow. So we might wait to grill and do everything until Sunday. We'll see. But then I need to get the bike out. I'm hoping to go for a ride on Sunday. My wife's Corvette did not pass emissions, so it's got too much oxygen or something. It's not burning everything. I don't know. I don't know anything about emissions. I just take my truck to the emissions guy and get it tested. So that was our fun adventure today. Emissions, such a joke, yes. But they won't let you renew your registration without it, so. I mean, weren't we talking the other day about how someone had to go to the DMV? And I was like, isn't that something you could just do online? Right? Amber, how you doing? What's going on? It's like I don't know. I don't know when my license expires. I think ours are every 5 years? I'd have to go look. You're tired, but you saw him on, so you came to hang out? Right on. Appreciate you. All right, emissions suck. We don't have to here in your county, but in the next county over, they make you get emissions checked. That's interesting. Like, you know what? I grew up with that. I grew up in Ada County, where we had to get it checked, and then one county over, we did not. And I moved a county over when I was like 12 or something. You'd think, yeah, you would think it would be statewide. You did come to hang out. I appreciate it. What's the build tonight? So tonight we're working on, I've got a bin here, and it's filled with strips of sandworm, and we're taking these and we're turning them into rings, and then we're taking those rings and we're weaving them into a cube, just like same pattern as this, but with big rings made from small rings. You'll be switching your registration state to South Dakota hopefully soon. No emissions, no inspection even. Right on. And then this will be a 3x3 cube when it's all done. But right now, because these, hang on, because these are like flat on the sides, they are not round, right? Like they're kind of rounded on the top and down here, but because of the shape that they are, they don't quite work like rings, and so we're building some spacer chains out of Byzantine, and we're gonna pop them on this piece here and see if we can't make something really nice out of it. Super scaling up, yeah. Yep, it's kind of been something I've been practicing on. Here's one example, this monkey fist here, right? Where I just took a bunch of chains and connected them to each other and then made a ball out of them. I've done a couple different like practice pieces of this process. And this was not supposed to be a cube. This was the this was supposed to be a pine cone, a dragon scale pine cone. So I still got to do the pine cone, but now I will have the cube done, and these will hopefully eventually go up in a gallery display where they will sell for thousands of dollars, hopefully. Showed you that last time. It's beautiful. Thank you. So that's what we're working on. I just finished up, well, I didn't finish it, but I got the Finnegan's Wake flag to the farthest point I can get it. I am waiting on a new ring order, so it should show up here in the next week or so, and then hopefully I will finish it. So the Finnegan's Wake inlay needs loops across the top for the dowel rod that it's going to hang from. It needs dags across the bottom, the like little decorative triangular pieces across the bottom. You saw you ran out of black rings on Discord, yeah. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I hope they work out. I think they will. We'll see. Facebook keeps booting you off, really. Interesting. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't like Facebook, but that's where my second largest audience is. Oh, Am I gonna sneeze, or is it just gonna, like, sit there? I guess it's just gonna sit there. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Bless you, yes. I can't tell you how many times someone has said, bless you, before I sneeze, and then the sneeze just goes away. Trying to get it to happen? Yeah. Nope, it's really typical. I will be down here like all day, and then I'll start the stream, and I'm instantly sneezing. It's crazy. Where's the place where most watch from? Most people watch from TikTok. Is Sarah? Most people watch from there, but there's Twitch, there's X, there's YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. So, and hopefully one of those will not kick you off and will allow you to view all the same username. I've never had anyone complain of getting kicked off of Facebook before, so I don't know what's going on there, but just as a platform, Facebook has been the most difficult to work with. You wonder how aluminum or copper cape sleeves would work for protecting arms from welding flash? Aluminum or copper cape sleeves? Like aluminum chainmail sleeves and copper chainmail sleeves? Or, like, what are we talking about? FB is just an A hat. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea. Does welder's flash go through, or does welding flash go through, like, cotton material? You're getting a sunburn, right? From welding, essentially. So, if it goes through the material you're already covered with, maybe. a metal sleeve would help prevent it, but I wouldn't know without trying. I would imagine so. Okay, it doesn't go through cotton shirts. All right. So, how many rings do we have here? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. So, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it so much. We are on a slow-going process of trying to make these strips. I was going to... What'll happen in the future, right, is I will work on this project during the day, and I'll have a lot of these done by the time it's time to stream, right? Like, once I get a chance, because I was working on the Finnegan's Wake inlay, like, 5 minutes until the stream started. I have the rest of this cube built. I just need these spacer chains. I need 380 of them. And so I'll make a bunch of these during the day, and then we'll spend the stream putting it all together. So it's not always going to be just me. Rat, how you doing? Guessing you'd have to be a tight weave at least, aluminum for lightweight. Yeah, I would imagine so. But I just have no familiarity with that at all. My welding was limited to shop class in high school, and we had coveralls on. On the other hand, welding is electric, so conductive material might not be great. It might not be. But there are those guys that have the chainmail head to toe, and they do like lightning fights. Just don't mess up my wrist again. I mean, that's inevitable. I just take a break, work on something else. It's like I've got the braces for a reason. But I tell you what, after working with the spring steel for this cube here, right? After working with that for, I don't know, it took me like 2 weeks to get everything together. Everything else just felt like butter. It was ridiculous. Like, oh, wow, this is super easy. Those are amazing to watch in the giant Faraday cages. Yeah. I need to do a video on it. Because, like, I don't think people realize the amount of chainmail that those people are wearing. You can see chainmail working as Faraday cage to protect from lightning strikes. Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They have like a Tesla coil that they're using, and then it's two people standing on top of, I'm assuming they're metal platforms. They're covered in chainmail from head to toe, and then they'll like pass a lightning bolt back and forth. So it's pretty freaking awesome. Thousands of man hours into their protection suits and all those tiny life-saving rings. Yeah. Well, theirs is probably, I'm going to guess, similar to the Neptunic shark suits, where the fabric, the chainmail fabric, is all mostly machine-made and welded. Like, I've got a butcher's glove over on my windowsill where I keep all of my chainmail collection. And it's this fine welded chainmail mesh that's all machine-made, right? And they cut it up to the dimensions that they want and then hook it back together and weld those little rings before. Kevin, how you doing? Rat, what have you never heard of? Tesla coils or lightning fights or Neptunic shark suits? So, Neptunic shark suits are made from chainmail. The chainmail is made by a company called Mailtech. I think it's Mailletec. Oh, lightning fights? Yeah. Pretty sure they're on YouTube. I mean, it's a performance. They're not like throwing lightning bolts at each other, but... So, Mailtech produces sheets of chainmail mesh from... They're like 20 gauge, 1/8 of an inch rings. And they're tiny. And they're all welded. And then they turn it into stuff. So Neptunic gets all their chainmail from Mailtech, makes shark suits out of it, and the shark suits are stainless. They are stainless steel. And the Neptunic shark suits are, I think they are $7,500. And I will never be caught dead swimming with sharks, or swimming in the ocean. I'm done with water after 2 incidences a couple years ago. But I still want a Neptunic shark suit, because I think that would be awesome. Just to have one. And then Mailtech, Mailtech makes chainmail chandeliers and curtains and stuff like that. They do some really cool stuff. All right. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 56. Okay. Better safe in the future if you're on a boat. Yeah. Well, I was on a boat and I got ripped out of the boat. My foot got caught between a raft and a bridge footing, and it pulled me out. It dragged me over the bridge footing, which is all concrete, so I got all scraped up. And then I slid off the bridge footing into the water. And I was like struggling for my life there for, I don't know. It was probably like 10 seconds, but it felt like 5 minutes. So between that and had a child have an issue in a hot tub. So after those 2 events, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I don't need to go in the water anymore. And it's one of those things where I'd give you more detail, but we just had the stream age rated the other day because I was talking about my time in Iraq, and so I want to avoid having that happen. But it was not a good scenario. It was pretty much everyone survived, let me put it that way, and they were fine, right? That's all I can really say. Being a land shark is enough. There you go. So, just like I have some scale mail covered lamps that I bought from someone because I thought they were super cool. I would like to get one of the Mailtech chandeliers for the front of my house. Like, when you walk into my house, it's like a open area, right? The ceiling's like 20 feet up. Throughout the rest of the house, ceilings are like 9 feet, right? But when you walk in, there's a chandelier looking thing. It's kind of a crappy, last minute the builder slapped it in kind of looking thing. So if I could get a Mailtech chandelier, that'd be cool. Like, there are just sometimes pieces you see. Like, okay, I make chainmail. I can probably make 99 percent of all the chainmail stuff that I see, right? Well, 90%. I'll go with 90%. There's probably 10% of stuff that I've seen other people do that I could have never conceived of, right? And so a lot of that, though, is like, even though I could make it myself, I'm just like, I would rather just own that piece by that person, right? We have shark blankets you can wear. I'll ask a clone if you can use it to chase you in a shark. There you go. There are so many projects that you want to make, yeah. You want to make a fancy chandelier? I mean, it'd be cool. I don't want to do it myself. That's too much work. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is like the first one. Sweet. Okay. Says the guy that is making the Finnegan's Wake inlay. Yeah, I know. That was only 40,000 rings, though. Alright, I do wish these rings were darker, but it is what it is. Had I left them, like, had I not cleaned them up, my whole work area, like, you can already kind of see some of the gunk getting on my hands. I don't know the specific process for how the Ring Lord blackens their stainless steel, but when I was researching how to blacken stainless steel online, you like put all the rings in motor oil, heat it up to 400 degrees, and then like wash it off, you know. Put up to 400 degrees for like half an hour or something. Okay. And then wash it off. And when they got to me, I mean, they were still covered by whatever they had used to coat the rings with. So I cleaned them up because, I mean, they were darker, but like, they just make a mess. Nope. So, and I did not want to deal with the mess, so I'll take a slightly charcoal gray colored ring. It'll be fine. Oh, that is on there tight too. Sweet. So one of the concerns that I had is that the old blackened stainless steel rings that I have were like old Ring Lord rings before they trued up all their sizes. And they were slightly larger than the rings that I have here now. Right? I don't remember how many point millimeters of difference there was. But the website says these were 5 millimeters exactly. All right, there we go. And when I experimented with this, it was slightly loose, right? But there's the first one, the first spacer. We've got to make 3 more for this center ring here. Hopefully to hold everything in place very nicely. There we go. Let's see if I can zoom in on that for everyone. Oh. Where's the center ring? There it is. Okay. Uh-oh. I'm losing my camera angle. It's resetting. I pushed too many buttons. Sorry if you're getting dizzy. Yeah, it's like 40,000 rings for the Finnegan's Wake inlay. It's fine. See if I can... This is fun. I love just... There. Can you see it? Hopefully that'll help hold these other big rings in place. Right there. Alright. And we got to do it 4 of these little Byzantine pieces for every ring. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate all those. I think that's the largest variety of gifts I've ever received. We've got bears, tiny dinies, bears. What is that? A bracelet? Team bracelet? Yeah, there we go. It's looking good. I think it's going to turn out. I think we'll be okay. Thank you, Kevin. Having to adjust each of these rings individually is going to be a pain, but it's going to take me a month to get through this, I figure. Just these small rings. So that's going to be what I'm doing for the next month, basically. I was hoping to start at the beginning of June. Team bracelet to help push alive to popular life status. Right on. You just checked. I'm on the FYP. Sweet. Very cool. So, yeah. I was hoping to get started at the beginning of June. I wanted the Finnegan's Wake flag finished like last week. And obviously that did not happen. But the end result is that the Finnegan's Wake flag looks way better than anything I thought would freaking happen. Right? I'm liking the end result. I want to finish it off. And I'm just glad largely that it's finished. But also, like, I was going to be okay with it if it sucked, you know? But it doesn't suck. It actually came out pretty good. I have not figured out the Mailworks app for Apple yet. I have not taken a computer day in quite some time. Essentially, I gotta pay Apple $200 to have my app listed there, and then they were saying I've got to update the app somehow, so I've got to regenerate some code and then push the updates, and once it is all fixed, I will let you know, but it's going to be a bit, you know. Don't hold your breath waiting for that. There's nothing super special about it. If you need help with anything, just ask in the Discord, and we'll get you sorted. And then the app itself is going through a few changes, and I need to update some icons in it and everything and make it look pretty again. What time is it? Oh, that one took 45 minutes. That's no good. What's okay, hang on, let's do some math here. Where's my calculator? Clear 45 times 380, right? Equals, okay, 17,100 divided by hour, 60 minutes, 285 hours. Oh, crap. Okay. This may take me longer than a month. You'll have to put on your Fire tablet for the time being as well. The Discord is nice. Good. Cool. You got an order in from Chainmail Joe. Right on. That's the thing too, is the tools recommendation section. I've sold 2 things. So I'm going to try and change that up. Amazon paid me $2.71 for people clicking on my affiliate link, which is like the most money I've made on the internet so far. So I'm going to add some more tool recommendations in there, throw the beginner kits from Chainmail Joe on there, and then there's a couple other things that need to be revamped. Yeah, I don't think it'll take me 285 hours. Right? It might. But put all this stuff on there? Yeah. I'm going to try. It's there to help people, you know? And if I could make enough money to just pay for the app, it's $200 a year just to host it on Apple alone. That doesn't include anything else. Right? So if I could make enough money to cover that, that'd be nice. But I'll gladly pay to keep the app up there as a resource for new and veteran chainmail artists. There's a lot of stuff that I would pay for if I had the money, just to keep it available. Kind of like how Kiwi Mail got the Scale Mail designer page. I think it's scaledesigner.com. Right? They picked that up and started. It was some kid's high school project or something. And he abandoned it. And everybody was like, oh my gosh, what happened? And then Kiwi Mail took it over, and they're running it now and improving it and everything, and they're maintaining it. It costs them money, time, energy to make it a useful website. So, and it's, you know, for everyone else to use, you know, it's for free for them. Free to the customer, free tool that they're maintaining. And I'll gladly do that for the Mailworks app. Then it would be at least an even balance to help keep the trade going. Yeah. It's kind of like, I don't sell a lot of chainmail, right? Mostly because the stuff I make is just me screwing around. This piece will be for sale eventually, right? Once it's done, at least. But I do try to sell enough so that I can order more rings at least. And if I can get the app to pay for itself, that'd be great. But, like I said, not the end of the world if that doesn't happen. So I want to add... There's a bunch of, along with the tools, there's a bunch of tutorial books that are on Amazon that I can add to that particular section of my affiliate links. And then I want to do, I've got a conversion chart for, it's standard wire gauge to American wire gauge. So I've got a conversion chart to add. You can gladly pay a yearly fee to help offset the cost for the app, like if it did $2.99 a year. I thought about that. I would just rather leave the app free and, you know, sell stuff on my website and maintain it that way. But I tell you what, something I am going to add is it's a coffee thing, right? So if you or anyone else sees this and you don't want to buy something from mailworks.com because nothing suits your fancy, but you wanna donate, right, and help be supportive. I'll have a link up for that, because I know that a lot of people, like, they want to be supportive, but they're not as into chainmail as, say, I am. And so you'll use the affiliate links to help pay for app. Yeah, hey, if you need something, buy me a coffee, yeah. If you need something from there, please use it. But I will gladly keep the app up as long as it is useful for people. You know what I mean? That's more important than me making money off the app. 'Cause I could have set it up so that, oh, it's $1, right? But I was like, nah, that's rather just people download it, and I'll get it put back up on Apple. And it's about once a year where Apple and Google really give me a bunch of grief. So it's just that time of year, and I haven't sat down to fix it, but I'll get it figured out and then make it a little new and improved kind of deal. And then there will be, in the future, more tools to add to it as a resource. That's the other thing too, right? So the app, yes, I put it together, right? But everything in the app is other resources that the chainmail community has created. So that's also a big portion of why I didn't want to put any money on it, because I didn't build any of those resources. I'm just linking to them so that when people start their chainmail journey, right, they don't have to spend hours looking for resources. So that was another thing. I was like, yes, all this stuff is free on the internet, but also I did not create it, so therefore it's not really ethical for me to be charging for it. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'll gladly maintain it for as long as I can, just because as long as we're doing this and we're getting new people interested in chainmail, then that's really all I care about. It would be awesome if I made millions of dollars selling chainmail themed apparel and accessories, but seeing as how that is unlikely to happen, I'm okay with just enjoying this hobby. So one of the things I want to do is build out like the marketplace a little more. I have a bunch of chainmail artists listed on there now and their websites. And it's certainly not everyone. And I don't know I don't know if I could incorporate downloadable tutorials. I'll have to what do you call it? I'll have to find a way to figure out what tutorials are free and get them, because what I have in the tutorial section is where to find tutorials. But if we can make it so that you could just go to the app and there's a tutorial for what you want. I don't know, that might make the app too big. We'll see. You found an amazing hobby in chainmail. You found that it helps with your PTSD and distress, and you have me to thank for that. Oh. Well, I'm glad that you stumbled across this hobby and are enjoying yourself. Thank you. You said you'd put me on there. Yeah, you should be on there, Sarah. Are you not? No, you should be. I can double check though. It's like a big hug right there. Chainmail definitely helps with PTSD. I was in Iraq. My first deployment was very PTSD-ish causing. Like, of all the people that have, you know, left this plane of existence by their own hand, all of them were from my first deployment. I don't know anyone from my second deployment who did that. My first deployment was pretty insane. And making chainmail certainly helped me when I got back. It's the C for chronic. So many acronyms for everything, I can't keep up. You found your videos and you found it very helpful? Right on. Complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah. Yep. I think it's one of those things that I don't like. Complex doesn't sound like it's a strong enough word. You're very welcome. Leather crafting, resin, and sewing, is that along with reading? Right on. I do leather crafting too. I'm bad at it. One day I will focus on it more and get better, but your leather, think of it as compounding for the complex part. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think that is probably a lot more people than they realize, right? Like, a lot of people have PTSD, and a lot of people do not have the tools with which to work through it. And a lot of people don't know they have it. They just don't know what's wrong. See, I can do a little ring looping. You can rivet scales. Right on. Scales. Scales. I've got 2 scale projects that I need to make, but the rings that I have for them from the Ring Lord, I don't like them. They're split rings. I don't care for them. So I'm going to order all new, fancier, better looking split rings and try again. I'm going to order like a sample of the same size and give it a go. Because what would happen is the Ring Lord split rings would stay open after you wove them through the scales. And I was like, no, that's awful looking. You cannot get loop scales to set right at all. You have Astrid for that? Right on. Patrick, how you doing? It's going. Astrid's awesome. She makes cool stuff. So, I think what I'm going to have to do is, like, get a pile of rings and just close them and set them aside. Just close hundreds of them. That way the weaving goes a little faster. And I don't like to do that because that means I'm picking up a ring twice. I rarely ever do any kind of prepping my rings for a thing, for a project. I know a lot of people like to do things that way. I like to pick up a ring one time, weave it, and then pick up the next ring. I don't like to pick it up, open it, or pick it up and close it and set it aside just to pick it up later. But for these, because of this little, because they're out of round, it might be faster or more efficient to close hundreds of them. She sold you the Ocean Teal scale with the machined rings. It's the softest scale you've ever touched. Right on. You do 30 open and 30 closed at a time. And yeah, whatever works for you. Don't, like, I'm not knocking that people do it that way. I've seen people do it that way for years, and they're very successful chainmail artists, and they make cool projects, right? I just don't like to do it, because what happens with me is I'll close a bunch of rings, and then I'll need to leave a bunch of rings open, and I'll open 3 rings, and then I'll close 10 before I realize that I'm supposed to be opening these ones, right? I'm not bad, I just need more practice. You are working on your closures, though? Sarah, you mean with scales? What do I need more practice on? You mean, oh, with leather crafting. I gotcha. I do need more practice. I need much more. I've got a bunch of leather tools, like stamping, punches, all kinds of stuff. And I just spend most of my time making chainmail. So it's one of those, like, I'm good at chainmail, and so I'd rather do that. There is an artist, and she does leather work, and her name is Dolled Up Leather, right? Excuse me. She's over on TikTok, and she's very pretty, for starters, and her artwork is amazing, okay? She had this circular piece of leather, all the face was all carved, and she had multiple layers in there. It was very three-dimensional, right? So it was like she had the back piece with carving in it, and then another layer of leather stacked on top with more carvings, and she just created this very beautiful piece of leather that had so much amazing depth to it. Johnny Danger, how you doing? You'd like to find a class near you to teach you hands-on for chainmail? There are some people who do hands-on classes. They're few and far between, but they exist. Can you incorporate both leatherwork and chainmail together? Yes, you can. I don't have a piece handy, but like my saddlebags was a leather and chainmail piece. Her tool work is amazing. Yeah, you use scales via rivets instead of rings. Yeah. Yeah, Dolled Up Leather's tool work and just leather work in general was just mind-blowing. I had never seen anyone do anything like that ever. So, if I could get to, I don't know, 1/8 of her skill, I'll be happy. You're doing a class tomorrow in Thatcher, Arizona? Teaching a chainmail hands-on class. So, Amber, if you're in anywhere near Thatcher, Arizona, but they do exist. They are just, there's not a lot of them from what I've seen. Here's an idea, okay? If you go into the Mailworks app, there's a group, or there's a section called Groups and Forums, and it's where other chainmail artists hang out at online, pretty much. If you post in the group Chainmail, ChainMaille, and just ask who does classes and where they are, you might find someone near you. Yeah, I know that there are plenty of chainmail artists in Florida. I don't know if any of them do classes, but if you go in the Mailworks app, or just go to Facebook and type in Chainmail, 2 words, Maille. and just ask for classes near Florida, I'll bet you can find some. Your fellow leather crafter on TikTok, Braze Leather, is another amazing tool artist in restoring leather. Right on. You've opened and used one at a time, and you've prepped a large amount before using them. You don't really have a preference yet for rings. Yeah. I just get too confused when trying to open a set number of rings or close a set number of rings, right? My hands get going one way, and trying to change that up does not work for me. So I mostly stick with grabbing a ring and then weaving it and going on to the next ring. And obviously, it's not a time issue. I'm not competing against anyone for how many rings I can weave in an hour, and I'm not scrambling for a show. You know what I mean? I'm not getting ready for anything. There's no due dates on any of this. I would like to finish it all before I move on to the next life. So it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just a preference. I like to pick up one ring, weave it, and go on. It's like I make enough screw-ups weaving one ring at a time, trying to open a dozen or close a dozen would just confuse me. It does confuse me. But anyway, all right, where am I at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, almost there. Well, the only real time it makes sense with each row for your hacky sacks. Other than that, you don't really care either way. Oh yeah, if you've got a product or a project you're making that requires you to know how many rings are going into each row or something, then it makes total sense to do all the little prep work for that, you know? Open all your red rings, close all your purple ones. However, you have to keep track of that. I don't keep track of any of that stuff, and then I end up taking half my projects apart, and I don't know. I'll finish it all someday. 20 years later. So. All right. There is more than one way to get the job done, and as long as you are okay with however you get it done, then it doesn't matter how you do it. Having two bowls, one open and one closed, would be a way to try it. Yeah. I think it's Astrid. Always, like, some of her videos start out, she's got a couple different bowls, and she'll be pouring different colors into each bowl, and very cool stuff. I don't have any bowls. Some of my cereal bowls. There is someone in one of the chainmail groups, I forget who it is, makes custom working trays, and they've got like an edge around them to keep rings from sliding off, and like 3 little spaces for different rings or ring sizes or ring colors that you're using, and you can get them with your logo on them. I don't need one, right? But it's like, I'd like to have one, just because. You've got Hillshire Farm ham containers. Heck yeah. Go meat. Slowly working through my collection of Hillshire Farm containers. I'm slowly working through the Tupperware containers that I have. Like most of... I want to say most. I've got one Hillshire Farms container right on the table next to me. Most of the old rings that I had from the Ring Lord, like, are woven into a project, and they've either been sold or added to my mantle. So almost all of my containers are empty. Almost. I'd say a good 80% of them. Bob Chambers makes the trays. Bob Chambers over on Facebook. I like them. They are cool. I don't need one, but it's like a chainmail related item, and so I would like to own one. For stamping and rivets, you use a silicone paint palette. For stamping and rivets, use a silicone paint palette. Right on. Okay, so in this instance, Amber, the silicone paint palette is a palette that you put the paint on to paint from that you hold with your thumb. Is that what we're talking about? Because for stamping and for any of the leather work I do, I've got a marble slab. Is it 18 inches or is it 12 inches? No, it's 12 inches by 12 inches by 2 inches thick, maybe? You've got a silicone parts tray from Harbor Freight that works for you? Yeah, I have a giant piece of granite that my father-in-law had as one of his tools at work. He was a tool and die maker, and he has all these like specialty tools for making stuff. And it's like 4 inches thick and 2 feet wide by 18 inches tall, something like that. It's ridiculous. And I'm not going to use it for leather work or anything. It is tempting, though. Alright, it's for kids to paint on. It's a big mat to cover the area. You use it to hold your stamps so they run. You got a 3-foot by 4-foot slab of marble. Nice. Using a tackle box to organize your stuff. Let's see here. Control C. And then we'll go up here. Sarah, what are you sending me? Control V. Let's see here. Oh, okay, there you go. That's a cool tray. Useful laid out when you need for that project. Keeps it, yeah. Very cool. That's the thing too. Like if you ask people about like their chainmail storage techniques, right? Everybody's got a different technique. Some people use strictly Ziploc bags for storage of all their stuff. Other people have specialty containers and whatnot. It all just depends on what works for you. Like, I have this giant bin of Rubbermaid holding all of these rings. It's like in this project. Hang on. I gotta do some more calculations. Clear. Let's see here. 168 times 95 plus. No, wait. Nope. Clear. All right, it's 15,960 16 gauge 3/8 rings, right? And then 70 times 380. So it's 26,600. What's 26,600 plus 15,960? So this project will have 42,560 rings when it's done. And it's going to weigh like 20 pounds, maybe more. And it's a beast already. Almost threw out a disc just bringing this over. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9. This will be 10, and then we hook them together. Do I have tutorials on making patterns? So what I have currently is just a guide on how to find tutorials. There's a lot of tutorials out there. Unfortunately, it's only available on Google right now. The Mailworks app on Apple is not available at the moment, so I will fix that soon in the future. But if you have an Android and you download the Mailworks app, there's a link in the link tree in my bio. And the app has a section on where to find tutorials, like Mail Artisans International, the files section of the large chainmail group, a couple other websites, right? And those are all the free tutorials that I'm aware of. You dropped a link into Discord for you to show you where you put your workstation to hold and separate. Well, let me open up Discord. I need to figure out how to share my screen, because this is like... Uh-oh. Yeah. Got it. Paste. Oh, okay. That actually works really well. Cool. What am I at here? Yeah, these little chains are Byzantine that I'm working on. Mech. So now, number 2. The number 2 placeholder for this project. Going in. Should I just do... No. Alright. Also helps the kids in crafting in a non-slip way. I'll bet. That looks awesome. This is going to get very tight. There we go. That's what he said. What have I done here? This is the struggle. It doesn't want to go on. Why? That's one. Couldn't help self. It was left wide open. Fair enough. So you're still learning about the stuff. Are you putting those in because the aspect ratio is too high? I'm putting these in because the big rings that I made are flat on two sides and not round. And so instead of acting like rings, right? They are moving off of their designated point here. So I'm filling in the space to hold these in place, right? So that these four rings are all in the right place. Normally you wouldn't need to do that on a cube, but I need this to be not really, I don't need it to be like a regular jelly cube where it's movable and everything. I need it to be fairly rigid. So, like, this is not, I don't know. I don't think anyone's made any one of these before, so there's no, like, correct way to do it, I guess. But, yeah, so it's supposed to sit like that, where this is, like, everything's across, there's a little space in the middle. And I'm putting these in to keep these four rings from moving around. Does that make any sense? So, and then, where is... I don't have it here. Here we go. Hang on. And then there's these that I have that kind of sit really nicely right in here. So we might add some of those. Like spacers you put on a wedding band to make it a little tighter to keep it from slipping. Yes. So we'll do that. Might add some marbles or some, what are these, 1.25 inch? Yeah. Or some 1.25 inch what do you call them? Ball bearings. So, all right, we got 2 in place. Took an hour and a half to get 2 in place. That's really slow. So we're gonna have to speed this up somehow. But it is 10 o'clock. With that, I still have a few things I got to do before I go to bed. So, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I do appreciate it. If you want to do support the stream, you can go to mailworks.com and use discount code LIVESTREAM and get 20% off any item in the store. That is discount code LIVESTREAM, all one word, all lowercase, and you get 20% off anything you purchase. And it's my way of saying thank you for hanging out. So please go to my website, mailworks.com, and get yourself something nice. It's all chainmail themed apparel and accessories, super fun stuff. I'm usually here 8:30 to 10 most nights of the week, right? So if you want to come back and watch progress on this project, I will be here. You know, I do have a family, so sometimes stuff comes up, and sometimes I will just get exhausted throughout the day. But if you want to check in on progress, come see what we're working on. We'll be working on this project for a while, just like we were working on the Finnegan's Wake flag for a while. But we will be making other stuff as time goes on. If you want to start your own chainmail journey and you're on Android, the Apple link isn't working right now. I will get that fixed, but you can go into the link tree in my bio on TikTok and download the Mailworks app from the Google Play Store. Or it's also on my website up at the top. There's a Mailworks app section. And in there is a Discord that you can join where you can ask questions, and we'll try and point you in the right direction. We've got quite a group in there right now, and more people keep joining every time I stream. So come join us. Other than that, please go and go to the link tree in my bio on TikTok, and for everyone else on every platform, X, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and TikTok, please go follow me on all my other social medias and help me grow those platforms as well. That way, in case something happens on one platform, you won't lose track of me. I would greatly appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. You all have a wonderful evening. I'll be back. Hopefully we'll get some more work done on this. Like I said, tomorrow I've got a long honey-do list to go through, so I don't know how much I'm going to get done, but we'll be back at this probably tomorrow night. All right? You all have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you all later. Bye.